Ugh, this place is as good as dead. Only bones everywhere.
We have to keep looking. Go over there.
If we're lucky, we might find a snake.
If you want to starve to death, you can stay here.
Fine, I'm going. Bingo! Huh? Who? What are you?
Oh, don't worry. This isn't going to hurt one bit.
You're great!
Grandma! Grandpa!
Shouldn't you rascals be asleep?
When are Mom and Dad coming back?
It could take a while, little one. Hunting is not an easy task.
I want to hunt too.
The time will come soon, Cobalt. You'll be a mighty lion, just like your grandfather.
I don't want to be like Grandpa. He's old. No offense.
Blaze!
None taken. Hey, I have an idea.
What?
To make the wait seem a bit shorter for you, how about I tell you a story?
A story?
What kind of story?
It's an ancient tale. It has been told for generations, and now it's time for you to hear it as well. It is a story about our gods.
Gods? There's no such things.
Who told you that?
Dad.
Real or not, this is still a story worth listening to. At the beginning of our time, there was nothing but vast emptiness. Darkness covered the land, but in it there was a small glimmer of light. As the light grew bigger, the darkness fused with it, creating the first ever creature that is known to exist. We call him Father. Father, after seeing all the emptiness around him, decided to create new creatures and began to shape the world into what we know today. In this process, he created 3 dominant species: equines, canines, and felines. When Father was finally pleased with his work, he started to notice flaws in it. The world was in constant chaos and disrupt as the species clashed between one another. Father realized that balancing every aspect of all of existence was too much, even for him. So, he created 6 gods to act in his place, each for a different aspect of life. The first 2 gods were equine brothers, a white Pegasus and a black Mustang. The Pegasus was called Anam. His task was to breathe life into every single creature that was born. His brother, Kifo, had the opposite task. He took life from the sick and elderly and guided their souls to eternal rest in Father's safe haven. The second pair of gods were wolves, a brother and a sister. The sister was called Kahaya. She was a beautiful white wolf whose coat glimmered in the sunlight like crystals. She was the sun herderer, meaning that her task was to bring out the sun each day and guided back down when her brother, Nox, started his work. Nox was a black wolf who guarded the moon at night. Last but not least were the feline brothers. One was a giant white lion named Candor. He was the guardian of luck and all good that existed. During hard times, he would fill the hearts of the earth with hope and optimism. His brother, like you already guessed, was the opposite. Malus, a black panther, was the god of misfortune and evil. He brought misery upon those who deserved it, but also kept the balance between good and evil to follow nature's course. His task was not to spread evil, but to guard it and unleash it when needed.
Hundreds of years went by, and Father was pleased with his offspring's work. Some gods, however, chose to choose heirs for themselves that would help them with their work and eventually take over the role as gods when it was their time to go to Father's haven. Candor was the first god to do it, and he chose a young leopard cub named Tenebris as his apprentice. The god taught him everything there was to being one. As Tenebris grew up, his ambition and desire grew. Candor had made becoming a god his only goal in life. The other gods, Chewwy being the first, saw the darkness in Tenebris' soul. The feline didn't want to be a god to do good for others. He only sought power. Tenebris was outraged by the accusations of the other gods, but Candor warned him not to take them seriously. When Candor finally presented his apprentice to Father, the latter saw Tenebris through and what he really was: cruel, ambitious, evil. He rejected him and did not allow him to be Candor's heir. Tenebris, of course, was furious, and that's where his hatred for all gods began. With the powers Candor had given him, he gathered an army of supporters and made them turn against their rulers. Tenebris had declared war upon Father and his children. The other gods had no choice but to fight back, except for Candor. He was still blind. He could not bear to see what his apprentice, who he once called his son, had become. He was obligated to destroy everything he had created. But how could he?
Tenebris had become powerful, so powerful that he was now a match for God. Malus went into battle against him, but was defeated. Candor finally saw the real Tenebris. As he had been the one to train the apprentice, he had given him powers, and that made him the only one who could take those powers away from him. However, as Candor was about to do so, something strange happened. As Malus' spirit faded away, unbearable pain struck through Tenebris' body. As he withered on the ground in agony, his coat turned pitch black, for he had killed the god of darkness. He had become one himself. His dream had finally been fulfilled, but not in the way anyone would have expected. Candor knew that Tenebris was still full of hatred and wanted revenge. He called the other gods together, and they used their powers to cast a powerful spell on Tenebris that would seal him away into a dark abyss for all of eternity. Shall he ever break free? Only the gods can stop him again.
That's it?
What happened next?
Tenebris had been defeated, but Candor was miserable. So many innocent lives had been lost in the endless battle, among them his own brother, and he had lost his apprentice, the one who he had treated as his own son. One day, the gods could no longer find him, not even Father himself, and he was never found again.
Some say that he died of grief and his soul is wandering Father's haven. Others like to think that he left the earth, and although he cannot be seen, he is still out there, guarding us. But what all the other gods knew, for sure, was that he disappeared and never came back.
Will he ever come back?
Maybe one day.
Hey, look! Mom and Dad are back!
Grandpa and Grandma told us the best story ever.
Let me guess. The one with the gods.
How did you know?
It was our favorite story when we were cubs.
Do you think Candor's ever going to come back?
These are just stupid bedtime stories. There's no such things as gods.
How do you know?
Everyone knows they're not real.
You know it's disrespectful to say that.
Why should I care? I don't believe it, and you shouldn't make my sons think like you.
There's no need to create such fuss about a story. Let's eat the food now, or the flies will get it.
Artax, wake up.
What is it, Dad?
Leonidas is missing. We need to go and find him.
He's a grown lion. He knows what he's doing.
I know. That's why he's dangerous.
You know Leonidas wouldn't kill you.
He's capable of anything.
He has enough respect to let you pass on before becoming king.
Maybe. Maybe not. Come, we need to find him.
Blaze, wake up!
What?
Uncle Artax and Grandpa are going somewhere. Let's follow them.
Are you sure? It's pouring outside, and I hate the rain.
Please?
Okay, fine. But it better be quick. We're lost.
We're not.
We are. I don't even smell Grandpa or Uncle anywhere. Plus, this doesn't even look like our territory anymore. This is all your fault.
Would you just calm down?
No, I won't. We're lost, cold, hungry, and... What was that?
I don't know. Let's go check it out.
You serious? We almost got... Okay, fine.
What is that?
What is what?
Don't you see? Over there.
Whoa.
Who is that?
I think it's a tiger.
Don't be stupid. Tigers aren't white.
Then how do you explain that?
Oh, there you are.
What were you thinking? If we hadn't found you, you might have been killed.
I'm sorry, Grandpa.
Your mother was very worried. So were everyone else.
Guys, you might want to see this.
Oh, God.
Be careful.
It's a tiger, but it's white.
White tiger? I thought those things went extinct.
That's true.
It's a white tiger. But how?
Are there any scents on him?
No. Except for fresh lightning. Dad, what should we do with him?
We can't leave it out here.
Are you sure? What if the mother comes for it?
She will thank us for saving her cub's life, if she didn't abandon it.
Was that really him?
Yes, these lions found him.
That was fast. Alright, you have to keep an eye on him. If someone even...
I know, Ira. It's the sacred law of the Guardians.
Just making sure. Go, now.